Okay, in the last lecture, we are seeing there different points which were covered in the Pulling's valence bond theory. In the Pulling's valence bond theory, we are seeing there uh, valence bond theory. There are some assumptions, and also we are seeing there how to formation of the different molecules if there is a coordination number 4, coordination number 6. Also, we are seeing there in that tetrahedral geometry, square planar geometry. Also, we are seeing there octahedral geometry, trigonal bipyramidal geometry. All these things were covered in the last lecture. Now today we are doing study here. Next one point, that is the inner orbital and outer orbital complex. This is a very important point. Question which is related to that, which is asked in April 2011, Pulling's valence bond theory. So in that, what is the inner orbital and what is the outer orbital complex? There are two examples which are the given there. EF, which is surrounded by the 6 fluorine ligand and which is having -3 charge, and nickel, which is given there, which is surrounded by the 6 ammonia ligand and which is having a +2 charge. In the first one example, iron, which is having atomic number 6 and 6 atomic number, but which lost 3 electrons. Why? Because Fe, which is having oxidation state, that is a +3. So that's 2 electron from the 4s orbital and remaining 1 electron from the 3d, which is lost. So that's why there are only 5 electrons which are the left behind in this 3d cell. So there are 5 electrons which are given there. Remaining orbital 4s, 4p and 4d, these are the empty orbitals which are the present there. There is no electron which is present in this cell. Next one example, in that example, nickel, which is a central metal, and this central metal which is having atomic number 28, and there are 8 electrons which are the present in this cell, and there are 2 electrons which are the lost from the 4s orbital. Why? Because nickel, which is having a +2 oxidation state in this example, so that's why there are only 2 electron lost from the 4s orbital. There is no effect on the 3d orbital electrons, which are the there is no change in the electron distribution. So in both of these box diagram, both of these examples, which are the outer orbital complex example. Why? Because we are using their outer d orbital. So these are 4d orbital we are using here for the hybridization. So that's why this is the outer orbital complex formation here, sp3d2. So d2, which is the outer orbital we are using there. This is about the outer orbital complex which is given there. Now Pulling's which is give some important things which are the given there. We can easily determine here magnetic and their magnetic properties. Pulling's which is a give explanation regarding to the formation of the inner orbital and outer orbital complex. There are some examples which are the given there. Inner orbital and outer orbital complex formation here. In the inner orbital complex, you can observe there in inner orbital complex there is a involvement of the inner d orbital. So inner d orbital, that means where is there 3d uh, in bracket n minus 1 d orbital nes and np3. So this is about the inner orbital complex which is given there. So in this complex you can observe there inner orbital where is there 3d 3d n minus 1 d square n ns n p 3 electrons which are the given there. So this is the formula which is given there. And while in case of the outer orbital complex, there is use of the outer d orbital. So this is about the outer d orbital which is given there. याच्यामध्ये काय झालंय बघा, इनर 3d ऑर्बिटल इन्व्हॉल्व झाले, आउटर घेतलेलं नाही n-1. So this is the inner orbital complex. There are some examples which are given there. So d2sp3 hybridization, In example Fe, which is surrounded by the 6 cyanide. So this is the hexa cyano, which is a ferrate, which is given there. This is the next one example, that is a hexaamine cobalt, which is given there. Next one example, chromium, which is surrounded by the ammonia, chromium, which is surrounded by the cyanide, manganese, which is surrounded by the 6 cyanide, and last one, that is a cobalt, which is surrounded by the 6 cyanide ligand. So all these are the examples of the inner orbital complex, because there is involvement of the inner d orbital. There is another case which is given there. In another case, there is a use of the 4d orbital, that is the electronic configuration which is given there, that is ENS, ENP3 and END2. So that means we are using their outer d orbital, but in the inner orbital we are using their En minus 1. There is no En minus 1 which is provided here. This is the ENS, ENP3 and END. So this is the outer orbital complex formation which is given there. Outer orbital complex, there are few examples which are given there. There is a hexafluoro cobaltate which is given there. Another which is a hexa aqua iron which is given there. There is also another example, that is a hexaamine copper which is given there. Hexa uh, hexa aqua chromium which is given there. There are a number of the examples which are provided there, and all these are the examples of the outer orbital complex. Now there are some scientists and there are suggested name of the complexes which are given there. Fullings which give covalent bonds, and also their ionic bonding which is given there. Taboo which is a which explain their inner orbital complex, and outer orbital complex, how there is a formation which is explained by using this theory. Nihilum, which is which give explanation regarding to the spine, which is regarding to the spine pairing and free electrons, which are explained by this by using this scientist. Orgel, which is a scientist which explain their low spine complex and high spine complex, and pooling, which give hyperligated and hyperligated complex formation, which is explained in this theory. That is a electroneutrality principle which is given there. Electroneutrality principle which is given there. So in electroneutrality principle, there is this principle which is a charge developed on the metal and ligand due to shift of the electron, which is known as a formal charge. Generally, I think all of you know very well how there is a formal charge on the complexes. So in this complex, Fe in, which is surrounded by the 6 water ligand and which is having +3 charge, and there is a formal charge which is given there, that is a -3. In Fe water, which is surrounded by the +2, so there is a formal charge, there is a -4 which is given there. In next one example, iron, which is surrounded by the 6 cyanide, which is having -4 charge, and there is a formal charge which is also -4 which is given there. So these are about the formal charges we can calculate it here. But how to calculate formal charge? Actually, according to the formal charge, we can calculate here their ionic characters and covalent character easily. So there is a one explanation which is given there, how to calculate formal charge. In this example, you can observe there Fe, which is surrounded by the 6 water ligand and which is having +2 charge. So original charge on the iron, which is a +2. So in this complex, original charge on this complex or on this iron, which is a +2, while charge due to 6 electron pair shared by the metals and water, which is a -6. Okay, so -6 means काय असणार इथे -6 आणि याचा वरचा चार्ज किती आहे इथे that is a +2. So -6 + 2, that is a -4. So that means we can easily calculate here formal charge. Okay, so this is about the calculation of the formal charge. So electron distribution with the complex metal, which is should be the residual charge, which is the resulting, which are the with one or each participant involved in the bonding which is a 0 or nearly 0. दॅट मीन्स इलेक्ट्रॉन डिस्ट्रीब्युशन आपल्याला असं करायचं की ओव्हरऑल चार्ज कसा आला पाहिजे याच्यामध्ये हा 0 आला पाहिजे. सो दॅट इज अबाउट द electron distribution. There are two examples which are given there. So in this example you can observe there nickel which is having there is a minus which is having which is a charge which is given there, that is a -2. -2 means this is about the -2 charge. Each ligand which is having which contribute their -1/2 charge, -1/2 -1/2 -1/2, that means -2. सो याच्यावरती काय असणार निकेलवरती चार्ज -2, बट विच इज अ रेसिड्युअल चार्ज विच इज बॅलन्स्ड बाय द ligands, and each ligand which is having +1/2 charge. This is a one ligand which is having +1/2, nickel which is having -1/2. So +1 -1 which is get cancelled to each other. Same here in this case, -1/2 and +1/2 which is get cancelled to each other. In the third one ligand, -1/2 and +1/2 which will also get cancelled to each other, and fourth one there is also cancellation of the charge. So in this case what is our output of this calculation is that there is a 1/2 plus charge and 1/2 minus charge which is given there. So that means there are 50% chances for the covalent bond and 50% chances for the ionic bonding which is given there. म्हणजे याच्यामध्ये तुम्ही बघू शकता इथं 1/2 आहे, त्याच्याच इक्वली काय असणार आहे 1/2 प्लस आहे. सो दॅट मीन्स 50% चान्सेस विच आर गिवन देअर. बट इन दिस एक्झाम्पल यू कॅन ऑब्झर्व देअर 1/3 which is a charge which is given there. So there is a +2 charge, okay, +2 charge which is a balanced by using this water ligand. So there are water ligand which are the provided there. So in this case sorry, so in this case you can observe there -1/3 which is balanced by the water which is given there. So each water which is distributed here -1/3 charge. So 1/3 charge which is distributed in all these 6 ligands, and in this complex which is having 33.33% covalent characters and 66.67% ionic characters which are the present in this complex. That means we can easily determine here about the charges, or we can easily determine here covalent characters and ionic bonding which is present in this complex. Bonding which is present here, multiple bonding in the complex, that is a pi bonding. This is a very important point which is given there. Multiple bonding. Now what is a multiple bonding? Generally multiple bonding which is present if there is a back bonding which is present there. Generally metal and ligand which is having sigma bond, metal and ligand which is having sigma bond which is given there. So sigma bond formation here because of the donation of electron from the ligand to the metal. Okay, so this arrow which indicates donation of electron from the ligand to the metal, this arrow indicates donation of electron from the ligand to the metal. So this is the sigma bond formation. All these are the sigma bond, all these are the sigma bonds which are given there. But if there is electron donation from the metal to the ligand, that means reverse electron donation, so there is a pi bond formation which is a possibility which is arises there. Now how there is a pi back bonding which is present there? There are two type of the bonding which are given there. In that first one, that is a d pi p pi bonding, d pi p pi bonding which is given there. Electron field from the metal, these are the metals, that is a d orbital which is donated in the vacant p orbital of the ligand. Means donation of the electron from the ligand to the metal, sorry metal to the ligand. पहिल्यांदा काय असणार इथे सिग्मा बॉन्ड कसा फॉर्म झालाय, there is a sigma bond, this one, this sigma bond formation because of the electron movement from the ligand to the metal. Okay, this is the ligand, this is the metal. So electron movement from the ligand to the metal, there is a sigma bond formation. But electron movement from the metal to the ligand, metal to the ligand, so this is a pi bonding which is indicated here. So there are two type of the bonding, that is a d pi and p pi. मीन्स इलेक्ट्रॉन मुवमेंट कशी असणार फ्रॉम द metal which is having d orbital to the empty p orbital of the ligand, d orbital to the empty p orbital of the ligand. So this is the d pi p pi bonding. Okay, d pi p pi bonding which is given there. Okay, so this is a d pi p pi bonding which is given there. Next one which is given there, that is the d pi bonding. Now what is the d pi bonding? Electron movement from the metal of the d orbital, filled d orbital, to the empty d orbital of the ligand. Remember this thing, field orbital of the metal which is the d orbital to the empty orbital of the ligand, but which is also d orbital. That means d orbital to the d orbital movement. So this is a d pi bonding which is given there. So this is an example, that is a metal which is bonded to the phosphorus trihalide ligand. phosphorus कुठला empty orbital असतं याच्यामध्ये d असतं. So this is a d, and there are two type of the pi bonding we are seeing there. First one, that is the d pi p pi bonding, electron movement from the field d orbital of the metal to the empty p orbital of the ligand. So this is the d pi p pi bonding. And next one, that is the d pi bonding, movement of the electron from the metal field orbital to the empty orbital of the ligand, but which is also d orbital. That means movement of the electron from the d orbital to the d orbital. So this is the d pi bonding which is given there. So that means in both of these cases there is a result, that is the pi bonding which is given there. This is a very important point. Limitations or drawbacks of the VPT which are given there. In the limitations, too much stress which is a lead on the metal and which is important in the ligand, which is not proper stressed. That means according to the VBT, too much stress which is having lead on the metal uh, while that important ligands is not properly stressed. That means stress which is around according to the VPT which is given there. VPT which is also limited explanation regarding to the qualitative explanation of the bonding in the bonding structure magnetic property, which is not a very better explanation which is not given in the VBT. मीन्स बॉन्डिंग कसं होतं, स्ट्रक्चर कसे फॉर्म होतात, मॅग्नेटिक प्रॉपर्टी काय आहेत, हे एक्सप्लेन केलेत, पण फक्त थोडंसं लिमिटेड मध्ये एक्सप्लेनेशन केलेलं आहे. वी नीड अ एक्स्ट्रा. ओके, quantitative explanation, we need some spectra, magnetic momentum of the complex. Unfortunately connection which is not revealed in the VBT. मीन्स काय असणार आहे, स्पेक्ट्रल इन्फॉर्मेशन जे आहे या थिअरीमध्ये इथं कुठंच एक्सप्लेन केलेलं नाही. हाऊ टू फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द स्पेक्ट्रा. आपण फक्त डायपोल मुवमेंट कॅल्क्युलेट करू शकतो किंवा डायमॅग्नेटिक और पॅरामॅग्नेटिक एवढंच फक्त इथे लिमिटेड आपण एक्सप्लेनेशन करू शकतो. बट इन केस ऑफ द स्पेक्ट्रा अँड मॅग्नेटिक मोमेंटम वी आर नॉट explain here properly. Next one, limitation which is given there. So this VBT which is even for the number of the unpaired electrons and their relative structure with the molecules which is the mislead in many cases. For example, D1, D2, D3, D9 cases. Similarly, outer orbital complex and octahedral complex, all ions which are not distinguishable from the in these cases. Means आता याच्यामध्ये nickel which is surrounded by the 4 chlorine and nickel which is surrounded by the 6 cyanide. पण याच्यामध्ये कुठला इनर ऑर्बिटल कॉम्प्लेक्स फॉर्म होतो, आउटर ऑर्बिटल कुठला कॉम्प्लेक्स फॉर्म होतो, याच्यात एक इनर ऑर्बिटल आहे, एक आहे का इथे आउटर ऑर्बिटल झालेला आहे. बट हे असं का होतं, हाऊ देर इज what is the reason behind of that, which is not properly explained in this theory. So this case which is this is the outer orbital complex formation, and in this case there is inner orbital complex formation. Why? Because cyanide which is a strong field ligand and chlorine which is a weak field ligand. But this proper explanation which is not given in the VBT. Next one, stability and geometry of the complex in many cases which found in the field in the correction. दॅट मीन्स स्टॅबिलिटी. आता इथे आपण एखादा कॉम्प्लेक्स फॉर्म झाला, फॉर एक्झाम्पल एखादा निकेल हाच कॉम्प्लेक्स बघूया इन बिटवीन दिस टू एक्झाम्पल. सो इन बिटवीन दिस टू एक्झाम्पल वी आर नॉट इझिली एक्सप्लेन हिअर विच इज स्टेबल कॉम्प्लेक्स. याच्यातलं कुठला स्टेबल आहे कुठला अनस्टेबल आहे, वी आर नॉट पॉसिबल टू एक्सप्लेन देअर स्टॅबिलिटी. and also some cases were not possible to explain geometry. That means tetrahedral or square planar were not possible to explain here geometry. That means there are four ligands. There are also four ligands. That means maybe the tetrahedral, that may be the square planar. So what is the reason behind of that geometry which is a changes here, which is not explained in the PPT. Next one, valence bond theory, which is the can't be predict reactions, rate and mechanism of the reaction. Valence bond theory, which is not predict here rate and mechanism, rate of the formation of the product. Means, for example, if you are consider here again these two example, what is the rate of this reaction? At which rate this complex formation here? Or what is the mechanism? How there is a formation of this tetrachloronickel, nickelate? How there is a formation of this complex? We are not explain here mechanism. Mechanism we are not possible to explain by using this theory. That means this is the limitation of the PPT. PPT which is assumed all d orbitals which are the degenerated. All orbital these are the degenerated or which is having equal energy, but actually there is a splitting of the d orbital. That means there are two sets which are the formed here. One is the EG and another which is the T2G set. But according to this theory, which is the d orbital which is a degenerated, equally degenerated, that means all d orbitals which is having equal energy. But in actually all d orbital which are not having equal energy. Okay, so that means this is a limitation. And this theory which is can't be explained here, lability of the complex. Lability means कुठला रिएक्टिव्ह कॉम्प्लेक्स. आता फॉर एक्झाम्पल हे दोन्हीच एक्झाम्पल घेऊयात आणखीन एकदा. आता याच्यात तुम्ही सांगू शकता की बाबा याच्यातला कुठला रिएक्टिव्ह जास्त आहे, कुठला कमी रिएक्टिव्ह आहे. रिएक्टिव्ह मीन्स काय असणार, लॅबाईल. मोर रिएक्टिव्ह मीन्स लॅबाईल अँड लेस रिएक्टिव्ह मीन्स इनर्ट. लॅबाईल अँड इनर्ट आपण इथं जे कॅरेक्टर आहेत या थिअरीनुसार इथं एक्सप्लेन हे करू शकत नाही. So that means these are the also this is the next one limitation of this PPT, that is not explain more, which is a more labile, which is a less labile, which is inert, which is a labile. So these things which are not explained in this theory. And last one, that is which not give any satisfactory reason formation of the inner orbital complex and outer orbital complex. Already आपण इथं पाहिलेलंच आहे. Nickel which form here outer orbital complex, and this nickel which is surrounded by the cyanide which form inner orbital complex. But this explanation which is not betterly explained here in the PPT. That means this is the limitation of the this Wellings valence bond theory.